Then we have seen meaning of machine learning. Related some history. Machine learning is fitting everywhere. Differences in the view of subject in point of humans and in point of machines, what they see. When we go for machine learning, what are the important factors which we consider? We consider input, we consider output, the target function which we don't know, we define it. Then we consume input data and based on the learning training set. And calling it as a learning training set because from training set we learn and we test it. The set on which we test is called as a test set. So from learning training set, we build the models based on the learning, hypothesis based on the learnings, and then we try to define as per the requirement output. In basic machine learning algorithms has three components divided in three parts. You can see it is a model class, representation, evaluation, and optimization. Algorithms with the help of which we can represent model classes are decision trees, rules, graphical models, neural networks, support vector machines, model ensembles, and we can evaluate based on the accuracy, precision, squared error, likelihood, posterior probabilities, prior probabilities, entropies. Then we have defined types of learning. Right. We have. I'm summarizing the last lecture so that we can proceed. And then we have seen types of learning. There are four types of learning. Supervised learning, where training set includes the desired outputs. Unsupervised learning, training set does not include the desired outputs. Semi-supervised learning, which includes few desired outputs. So training data set includes few desired outputs. That means they help the information and reinforcement learning, which have rewards for sequence of actions if you perform. So these are the four types of learning. Started to see one example, spam and regular mail, and how we can take into consideration the X, Y, the target function, the hypothesis model, and we can define the Y. So we've seen that. We started to see the supervised learning, which includes classification and regression. And one example of classification, which we have seen, I think. Then unsupervised learning is nothing but is clustering, dimensionality reduction. Then we have seen this supervised learning classification. The output can be discrete, and we can see in this example. This much what we have covered in last lecture, I think. So we'll proceed now. So this was the example of supervised learning and especially classification, where we consume an input and we classify and we get an output of Y, and this output can be of discrete type. For example, here is the image and we have classified it that the image contents are nothing but one is a food, pizza, one is a drink, and one is the kind of tool which we use to prepare stove. Right. So this is how we have classified a simple image. Then supervised learning regression is also one of the supervised learning technique, where again X, we implement regression and we get Y, and this Y can be continuous. So continuous output is there. For example, we'll take this stock market. So continuous output is there. Continuous, the values of shares are fluctuating. They go up, they go down. So Y is continuous. And we take X. So continuously we monitor and predict the share market and how the values of shares are decreasing and increasing timely basis, and we can create graphs for that. So this is a supervised learning. Why? Because we take help. So why the stock market goes up and goes down? There are reasons, and how to observe that. Which factors should we take into consideration? So all these things are there. So there is a help. So desired outputs are included in the training sets. And as a Y, as we are saying, Y is a continuous. So this is a continuous process. Right? The time share market opens and the time share market closes. In between these, there is a continuous Y is observed, and we can predict even that when it will go up, when it will go down. We consider posterior and prior probabilities here. So stock market is the best example of regression supervised method for learning. Even you can see in slides that Google Inc. is up sharply on quarter four results. That is the analysis, that is the you can say message given based on the data. It also considers the historical data. Weather prediction. So this is also the continuous weather prediction. Continuously environments is observed, and based on the changes we predict that there will be a rain. So last 2 days before there was a prediction that next 5 days there will be a rain, and in central Maharashtra there will be a wind and but not heavy rain, slight rain can be possible. So we have observed here. So last 2 days there is a small rain at night or in the evening. There is a big flow of wind starts. So this is the prediction, which is already predicted based on the some observations, right? So weather prediction is also kind of a regression technique because continuous Y is there. Regression, supervised training, supervised learning example. Pose estimation. This is also one of the regression supervised technique where we estimate the pose. What in sports very much importance is given for these kind of things, and we can analyze that how players can improve, how they can give the better results. So all things which are required, we can observe and we can instruct so that players can take care. So pose estimation is also in sports is considered as a regression technique. I'm interested to tell you the example regarding supervised regression learning so that you can understand how the X and Y, why we say Y continuous, why we say Y is discrete, so that you can understand by these examples. So this is what we have learned so far, supervised learning, classification and regression. Next is unsupervised learning, and unsupervised learning includes clustering and dimensionality reduction. In clustering, Y can be discrete or can have discrete IDs, more than one IDs. And in dimensionality reduction, Y, that is output, is continuous again. So we'll see now unsupervised learning, clustering. So in unsupervised learning, target, right? Target is not provided, help is not there, instructions are not there. We have to assume on your own, we have to predict it. So clustering data. Clustering means grouping similar things. So you can observe here in the graph, we have 5 bunches where the pixels are there, small pixels in blue color. And we can say that all these pixels are close to each other. That's why their Euclidean distance is less. Based on this, we can predict that they are similar in nature because their values are very closer. For example, if we see x-axis 0.4 to 0.6, and there is a small bunch which is shown here, red. Blue color dots are included in a small red circle, 0.4 to 6. So we can say all these values are lies between 0.4 to 0.6, all these pixels. And that's why we can say that they are very close to each other. They can group together because their values of x are and y if we consider 0.2 to 0.4 and 0.4 to 0.6. So this group. So we can say this will carry similarities, and that's why they are grouped together. And when we do that, that is called a clustering. Now next to that, again 0.6 to 0.8 and 0.4 to 0.6, there is one more cluster. But there is a difference between these two. So we can say this is another cluster. But yeah, again, these points are similar. So grouped together. We group similar things because their values lie or start between zero point 0.6 to 0.8, 0.4 to 0.6 like that. But they are not matching with 0.4 to 0.6 or 0.2 to 0.4 regarding this first classification clustering group. Sorry. So such a way we create a clusters. So this is called as a clustering. Each group can have a different ID. So each cluster can have a different ID based on the similarities. 0.4 and 0.8, when we consider there is a difference. So 0.4 is different value and 0.8 is different, and they are not close to each other. We can say cluster, another cluster 0.8, we can see top cluster, big cluster is different, but there are tremendous different points are together. So we can say all these points are having similar, very close value, and that's why they are grouped together. So clustering is this kind of a technique where we don't have y is not provided. Not provided means what? Here we are. Unsuper training data does not include desired outputs. What is a desired output? What is a probable y? It is not given in an unsupervised learning. But in what is probable y should be, it is given supervised learning. So this is the small difference between these two. So regression over, unsupervised learning, clustering is over. It's an example. Next is dimensionality reduction or embedding, grouping together again, embedding many things in single one. Again here, this is unsupervised learning. Why, what, which kind of why should be there is not provided, and that can be continuous again. So here we'll say example embedding images. Images of thousands or millions of pixels, and we can have each image coordinates available. Now you can group the similar images which are near to each other because their pixel values are almost same or a very nearby distance, Euclidean distance, which we consider here. So we can say that these pixels of a particular image and or faces are very close to each other, so that we can say that particular face picture image of particular face are very similar. You can see downsides, they have shown those similarities. So first two figures also, if you observe, we can say that these two faces are very close. Even first three, very close to each other. So the images have thousand millions of pixels, and we can check all these pixels values and images, and we can say that these are images which are very similar to each other. So this is embedding image example, which comes again in the dimensional regression or embedding. Another name. Even we can embed words which are similar in nature. So we can call it as a synonyms and antonyms like that. Just as an example I'm telling, but the like synonym and antonym is not like related example, but we can embed the words which can have equal number of characters, like that. And we group them together, we embed them. Now on Twitter, this methodology is implemented. So on Twitter, there are different publishers, subscribers and publishers. So there is a topic, and this topic, whoever is commenting on a particular topic, if topic related and comment related words are matching, they are similar, then we can say that these posts are related to particular topic. And we can identify the trend going on, current trend, COVID-19 pandemic situation. So every tweet or any comment by a particular user, if it contains the similar word or embedding words of this kind of thing, then we can say this post is related to pandemic situation or COVID-19 related. If not a single word is matching, then we can say this is another post. The comment is regarding the other subject, the other publisher, the other subscriber, like that. Based on this, we can observe the patterns and we can define what are the current trends in the world right now, related to anything, maybe related to clothes, maybe related to any businesses, maybe related to any product. If we open a newspaper today, all the news are having a particular word related. So we can find out those words. And this is done by using this tool. So even if we observe today, if we open a newspaper or news channel, only single trend is going on. No other related news are there, or very few. Everywhere there is oxygen related and cylinder related and COVID related and how you should take care and all these things are there. Because the situation is worst right now. And that's why the news channels are trying to give the information to the people what happened where. Not a single news contains vacations or all those things. No. And the pandemic situation, news are there. So we can say that as these words are coming again and again, it means this is the current trend today. That is what I want to say. So we can embed the words. And the Twitter, Facebook uses this algorithm. So out of crore users, we have to find out which topic is going on right now, which is the very famous point right now, like that. So we can observe that. Next is reinforcement learning. Now reinforcement learning, we have seen that there are rewards for each action, steps of actions. And we always take the feedbacks from this kind of learning. That if I did this action, implement this action, this is the benefit I'm getting. If I'm not executing this, definitely I will lose or I will not get the kind of benefit. So such a way, the things are there. So reinforcement learning. So we learn that these steps are important. And if these steps are taken, then we can reach the target, we can reach the goal. If I want to get 90% marks, what I should do? So there are the actions defined. I need to take these actions. Then definitely I will get 90%. If I miss those actions, there are probability 99% that you are not going to get those many targets available, target marks. So if you want desired output, these are the things which you should do. So reinforcement learning gives this. Suppose there is a puzzle, and to solve that puzzle only 10 steps are required. 10 steps are defined. If you correctly in the sequence take these 10 steps, then only this puzzle is going to solve. If you miss anything, definitely the steps which you are going to take definitely will be more than 10. This is like that. So such kind of learning which gives you the steps, and each steps there is a sequence, and if you follow, you definitely you are going to achieve the target. So this kind of learning is called as a reinforcement learning. Best example is here. So we'll produce here one game, chess. If you take similar actions, definitely you can win. And if the sequence of actions are missed, definitely it will take much longer steps or more than steps or more time to win. So you need to make a move at every step, and those are defined in such a manner. Then definitely there are chances that you can win this game. So there is a need to make a move at every step. Reinforcement learning deals with this kind of credit assignment. If you move this or you take step this, yeah, there is reward. If you do not move as per the step, this is a bad movement, or you will not get reward. Reward in the sense it will identify whether the action which is performed is good, is true, or false, and there is a sequence which is decided. So reinforcement learning, so we do have observations, and we must select the proper actions. If our actions are taken, it means we are making the steps from particular step we move to another step. And if positive states are there, then those are termed as a good. If negative states are there, then those are termed as a bad. This is how we receive awards. So we say no, reinforcement learning. There are awards for each action. So if your action is correct, then you will get good. If your, or positive remark. If your actions are wrong, you will get negative or bad stuff. So this example towel folding. So you can visit this link and you can see this example. Towel folding. So to fold a towel, there are steps. If you take these proper steps, definitely the fold will be like this. Else, there are chances that you misfold the towel if you are not following the steps. So each steps are defined, and if it is positive, it is termed as a good. So you can go to this link and visit and see the example. Okay. So this is regarding reinforcement learning. So that's it. So we have learned the four types of learnings and even their subparts also. Semi-supervised learning, as I said, which contains few desired output, not entirely. That is a semi-supervised learning. I don't see an example, I think, for semi-supervised learning, but all three, supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. That's an example. Classification, regression, clustering, dimensionality reduction, and then reinforcement learning. If you have any doubts, you can ask. That's it for unit number 6 from my side. Let me check whether it is correct or not. I'm sharing the screen. We'll go to that link and we'll see example, right? Towel folding. Uh, Example of reinforcement learning. Screen is visible? Screen is visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I have clicked the link which is provided in the slides and we'll see that link. So hope this is visible to you. AI example. So sequence of actions are already defined and programmed in this. It will check and it will do those actions. So these are the steps which are defined. Yeah. So we can say this is the folding of clothes. So it is checking which type of cloth it is. Even calculating the type of lengths and widths so that it can decide how to fold it. So this is a machine, remember, which has learned. So these are the steps which are fixed. Positive states, it means each correct action will give you rewards. It means it will be defined that yeah, it is correct. So see how it checks. Hope you can see this video. You can reply back if you are watching. Now all clothes, all toggles are of different width and length. Hope you observed it. Wait, one more time I will play. Video is visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the example of reinforcement learning steps. It was a bit longer, that's why it was folded twice. Am I audible now? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Due to electricity, my laptop was off. I've joined again the meeting. Hope you have observed the video right now. So that was the example of reinforcement learning. In PPT, there is a link. I think I have not shared the PPT right now. Okay, I will post that link on the group so that you can observe it. Okay, again. So that's it. So this is the end of the unit number 6. Don't leave if anybody is trying to leave because I am going to take attendance right now. So this will be counted as your attendance. I've rejoined on the mobile because laptop is off. So just let me. Okay, I'll take screenshots. So better this will be your attendance. Row number 1 to 25. Okay. Then 25 to 49. Okay. So this is the end of. I've taken the screenshots, so that will be your attendance. I will post on the group. If anybody is not finding their name, they can ping me. End of 6 unit is there. So 7th unit, we have decided that you are going to submit one seminar, right? Report based on the topic of artificial intelligence, future and present. So this is how we are covering all the units. Now, regarding the practical, 4 practicals we have implemented. Remaining, we will try to implement. Laptop it is not possible, but I will as I'm not visiting in the department, but next lectures I'll definitely visit in the department so that we can implement remaining practicals very soon. Even I will provide the write-ups for the same. So assignment 4 I have uploaded. All notes are available. Experiment 1 and 2 write-up is available. Next write-ups I will post it definitely today or tomorrow morning. I will post it. Now even I have uploaded question bank regarding artificial intelligence MCQs. So you can visit and you can download it. If more questions are available, still I will post it. Even you can consider all the quizzes. So if we have 9 quizzes up to right now, up to this weekend, it will get added as a 10th. So 10 quizzes if we consider, then 10 multiplied by 10 questions, 100 questions already you do have. Apart from that, if any different question is there, I am uploading it as a file. So I uploaded already one file which includes, I think 50 to 50, 60 questions are there, or more than that, maybe probably. So this is the question bank which will be for your AI subject. If apart from this, if any other material is available, I will upload on the Moodle. You keep watching, visiting Moodle link and check any files, new files are uploaded, right? Maybe you get such kind of notification or not, I don't know, but I will post it. Today I will upload a quiz also, so request that you solve it for this week. That will be the, I think, last quiz. 10 quizzes we are supposed to give. If you have missed previous quizzes, tomorrow I will do a setting that from for tomorrow at least for next 2-3 days, all quizzes will be open. If anybody is missed, they can attempt it. Attempting quiz is a must because based on that you are going to get marks. Remember. So that's it for from my side for today. If anything, any doubt is there from your side, you can ask. As I said, I've taken the screenshot of attendance. I will post it on group also. If anybody's name is not displayed, then they can ping me. If no doubts are then we'll stop here. You can leave the meeting. Stay safe, take care, stay home. Okay. Wish you a good day. You can leave. Thank you.